saving it. I'll get right back.
Nothing changes faster than the weather, but we're running a close second. Stay informed with Weather Center all day today and every day.
In the next half hour, Weather Center, a comprehensive national forecast. At 40 after, Weather Center continues with highway and air travel conditions. Then the weekend outlook. And at 50 after, Storm Watch. But right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
The storm system that produced severe weather in the southeast yesterday is today turning areas of the northeast into a snowy mess. Good afternoon. This is Weather Center. I'm Mike Motley.
And I'm Lisa Moser. Another system is beginning to bring additional moisture out of the Pacific Northwest. We're talking about more rain for California. We'll be taking a look at that in just a moment, but first we turn our attention to the northeast, where additional wind problems. We are looking at gale warnings in effect from the coastal areas of Maine. We're looking at Eastport all the way down to the Merrimack River of Massachusetts. We're looking at winds gusting occasionally between 30 and 40 miles per hour. Now, the Cape Cod area of Massachusetts, this is new. We have seen this storm warning posted. We're going to continue to see winds here, probably the strongest onshore with a northeasterly flow coming in across the Cape Cod area. Also, you'll notice Long Island and all the way down to the inlet of New Jersey. We are looking at gale warnings, storm warnings for Cape Cod. Gale warnings for Long Island. Looking at the travel forecast through tonight, temperatures will be dipping in and around the high country of West Virginia. We'll be looking at a mix, and also we're looking at a mist towards Springfield and Worcester, Massachusetts. If you're headed into the Catskills here too, we could see a mix of precipitation, maybe even some freezing rain. We'll be watching for that. Rain showers will continue in and around Philadelphia, much of central Jersey. However, in the high country of New York, Vermont, we're looking at Maine also, we're talking about additional snow. Looks like we're going to see an additional 3 to 6 inches as we head into the evening hours. Taking a quick look at the regional radar, I just want to point out we are still seeing snow coming down in pretty good intensity in and around Buffalo and also Fort Drum. Things have been much lighter, but we are seeing some light snow at this time in and around Syracuse, New York. Our Weather Channel crew in Syracuse, New York has seen some heavy snow today. Joining us live in that area, Kristen Dodd. Kristen?
Well, Lisa, one thing folks are wondering as far as the wind is concerned, I heard you mentioning the strong winds that are coming into the coast. Here in Syracuse, we're not seeing that translate, as we are just seeing gusts now up to about 15-20 miles an hour, and we're not expecting that to increase for tomorrow, which is definitely some good news for the folks here in central New York. What we have seen today is very heavy snowfall in a very short period of time. Now think about this. Overnight, we just saw the rain, then the snow came down, began at about 7 o'clock this morning and lasted till about noon. And so about 5 to 6 inches came down in that very short period of time, very heavy, wet snow, enough to cause a lot of problems on the roadways, as accidents were all up and down Interstate 81 and also the secondary roads throughout Syracuse and the Finger Lakes region. Now, right here in Syracuse at this hour, we just have a few flurries and a temperature of 34 degrees. So now we're above that freezing point, and this is what is happening to all that snow. It is turning into mush, kind of a wet time of it here in Syracuse. It's going to be a little bit messy out on the roadways for tonight, not because of the falling snow, but plenty of slush. Back to you, Lisa.
Oh yeah, that slush is pretty ugly. Thanks, Kristen. We'll continue to check in with you from Syracuse, New York. Kristen Dodd reporting live. We're also looking at the Boston vicinity, where we've seen a mix of rain and snow in the area. Let me tell you, if you started out this morning, it was chilly. Kristen mentioned the wind's not quite as gusty in Syracuse, but in and around the Boston area, the winds have been gusting at times above 30 miles per hour. That makes the wind chill feel like about 0. So if you're headed out, dress for winter weather, even though it is the first week of spring. Looking out now, I want to share with you, not only is that northeasterly wind coming in behind our low pressure area, getting a little bit of lift occasionally, a little moisture here coming in around Toledo. If you're headed there, out towards Cleveland, we've seen a little bit of enhancement, okay? That low pressure area that's associated with that northeasterly wind will continue to track up the northeast, and so we may see additional lake effect snow in and around that toll road from Toledo to Cleveland, so do be aware of that. Let me take you further out west. I want to show you that we do have a system way out in the Pacific, and the moisture will continue to feed in, and unfortunately occasionally we are going to see some heavy rain and a few rumbles of thunder. You'll notice just to the north of the Concord area, that's north of the San Francisco metro area, we do have some thunder showers. Some of the rain could be heavy, okay? This is going to be a continuous commodity. We're going to look at this system, have trouble coming in because of high pressure a little further inland, and that means it'll take a while before we see the actual low pull in. We're seeing the frontal boundary and some of the cloud cover in, and this is going to mean additional trouble because it's going to take a little while. We'll have to deal with this moisture for a couple of days. Big ridge out here towards the center of the country, and that's going to hold it out there in the Pacific a little bit longer. Here's our system to the northeast, winding up pretty good. Eventually we'll watch that track up. We'll tell you more about that in the forecast. Just some colder air behind it filtering in down south. That wasn't the case yesterday. The low pressure area was crossing over the Carolinas. The Triple Point area was right across that Virginia, North Carolina border. And let me tell you, with all those winds going in different directions, it's no wonder that we had several tornadoes to touch down. And of course, there was lots of property damage, but also several individuals did lose their lives in the thunderstorms that were associated with the tornadoes in central California, central North Carolina yesterday. California, well, the temperatures are kind of warm. I kind of like it. Mike?
Well, behind the system that's producing the rain and snow in the northeast is some very chilly air. We're seeing unseasonably cool temperatures from the plains to Ohio and the Tennessee River valleys into the southeast. Check out the temperatures out there right now around the USA on this Saturday and into the northeast. That's where the chillier air is, in parts of the southeast too. It's around 32 or freezing in Boston to...
Updating it.